Hi everyone, Paul here. Welcome back to just another dang how-to channel. So this is another Swift how-to tutorial. A while back I did a tutorial using StoreKit with in-app purchases. You could check that video out. That's more detailed than this video. On this video I'm just gonna cover how to use it for auto-renewable subscription. The previous video I did covered most of the topics on how I got started with using the StoreKit2. This is just a more of a refactor code of that, just for the auto renewable subscription part. Let's go. App that we're gonna build. So basically, it's showing me two subscription products. So I have configured two items for in-app purchases. One is for the yearly, which has a 7-day trial introductory offer, and then the other one is just a monthly billing. So if I click one of these buttons, you would see that it, as on the simulator itself, I'm able to do this testing for the App Store, even though it's configured locally, and it has a 1-week free trial. So I could go ahead and subscribe to that, and once that is subscribed, I'll be able to get access to the premium content. So basically, that's how the app works. If I open up the manage transactions here, I could delete this transaction and also this transaction. Basically, you have this tool where you could manage all those transactions for easy testing. And I'll just relaunch the app, and now I'm back to being prompted for the subscription again. If I click on monthly, this one doesn't have a free trial. It's just price monthly. Once you purchase, it would start a cycle from that date. And then I could also delete that, and now I'm back. Cool. All right, so this is what we're gonna build. Let's go. First, open up a blank Xcode project. I'm gonna drag that over here, and now say YouTube StoreKit2. Save it there. Cool. So you'll get this by default, the blank canvas here. So I'll just quickly change this and say premium content. So basically, this is the premium content we want. We're gonna add the in-app subscription prompt on top of it, and then once the customer has paid, then they'll get access to this content. And select, right click and select new file, and from here search for StoreKit and give this a name. So if you already have an app on the App Store and you already have in-app purchases configured there, if you click on sync here, it would sync it down to your app. So because I don't have an app, this is that. So you'll get this blank section telling you to click the plus button to add an in-app purchase or subscription. So last time we did a consumable product. This time we're going to do the auto renewable subscription. When you click on that, it's going to ask you for a subscription group. So subscription group basically is just a grouping of all the in-app purchases subscription that you have. So for this one, this is going to be yearly. I'm going to put yearly as the reference name and change the price to $39.99 and subscription duration to 1 year. And you see here there's an introductory offer. This is where I configured that one for the 7-day free trial. So click on offer type, select free, duration, select 1 week. You have options to give more, and then localization here, I'll just say yearly, and description, I'll put 7-day free trial. And do the same thing for the monthly. So click on that and take note of the product ID here. We're going to use that later. This is going to be $3.99, so it's a lot more expensive than the regular ones. So I'll just say monthly, say build monthly. and save. Cool. So the next one we're gonna do is we're gonna create a, and let's call VM. We're gonna create using MVVM pattern. So import StoreKit and say class store VM confirms to observable object. Cool. So if I quickly go this, notice the subscription yearly, product ID, and subscription monthly. On the previous tutorial, I had to put that on a plist so I could maintain this on the plist and then read off from that file. So basically, you need to know the product ID of your file. You need to manage it on your own. So for this tutorial, I'm not going to put it on a plist. I'm just going to put it in a simple array. So I'm going to do that just now. So the first thing is this one. So those are the product IDs. So we're going to use that later when we request the products from, instead of going to the App Store, it's going to go look into that product folder. Cool. And then I have 3 additional properties here that I want to define. So the subscription is an array of products. So this is the new API, the product API. And then I have an error for renewal state because this is actually a type alias. And this is referencing this one. So instead of typing StoreKit product subscription info renewable state, I'm just gonna call the type alias renewable state. So this is telling you the status of the auto-renewable subscription. Cool. So those are what we need for now. So first thing, let's do an init. So what we want is once this class is loaded, we want it to request the products. So you could do that from the init. So first, let's create the function to request the products. So this is going to be a main actor. It's going to be async. So we have here a simple do catch. Then we're populating this subscription method that we have with the products that we request, passing the product IDs, basically this product IDs. And I have a simple print there. So this will request all those products. So we put that in the init and say tasks and then await and request products. Cool. And then we have 2 other things in here, the purchase subscription and subscription status. So we'll cover those 2 in a bit while. So after you request the products, you may, on our short demo, we were able to purchase. So I'll put another method here and explain what that is. So go, that's totally fine. I'll comment those out first. So this is the purchase method. Basically, you're passing the product, and when you pass the product, you're gonna call this try await product purchase, and we'll try to purchase that product. Once that is confirmed, you'll get a result, and from that result, you need to validate that result a little bit. So you'll get a transaction, which I'll uncomment here. You'll get a verification of that success, and that verification you need to validate it again. So guys built a quick from the demo that I watched how to validate that verification. So just paste it here. So it's a generic, it's calling that verification, and we need another enum here. For that stored verification. Cool. So it's gonna check that result, this verification. If it's unverified, it's going to throw an error. If it's verified and safe, it's going to return back a transaction for us. So that's what that is. It's going to return a transaction. Now, if that transaction is valid, we want to update this purchase subscription. So we have another method here called update customer product status. So I'm going to uncomment that and paste that particular code. So this is another main actor. So potentially it's looping to that transaction and current entitlement, this transaction. And for each one of the result, again, we're verifying that it's valid. So it's going back to this check verified. Once it's valid, it's going to return us a transaction. And then for the transaction, we're going to check for the product type. If it's an auto-renewable product type, it could be many. Could have consumable and all of that. But because we only set up auto-renewable, I'm just checking for that. So if the subscriptions for the current array and it matches the transaction ID, we're gonna append that subscription to the purchase subscription, right? So that's what this is doing. So if you purchase something and it's on that and it matches the product ID, we're gonna add it to this purchase subscription. And then we're gonna, when you're calling the transaction, always do the transaction finish, await finish. So that's what I did here as well when I was doing it for the purchase. Always finish the transaction. That's best practice. Cool. Now the last bit that we want to do is actually, if a customer has made a transaction and for some reason it's on a pending state, or it's a requesting authorization, like a kid is requesting their parent for authorization, that would go in a different state. And when they update that purchase, you want to be notified that that purchase has been successful and update your app. So what we want to do here is create a listener. So this is a listener for the transaction, and I'll have another update task variable here, which is for the update listener. So basically the update listener is going to listen for updates on the transaction, and then if the transaction is valid, we're going to do another check. If it's valid, we're going to update the customer status product that we just did, and then we always finish the transaction. So out of this, we need to add on the init. So as soon as the app opens, we want it to start listening for transactions. Cool. And then for the task update here, we also want to, once you request a product, we want to update the customer status and call it that way. Cool. And we also want to deinitialize the listener. Deinitialize the listener. So if they close the app, remove the listener. Cool. So now we're ready to configure our content view. So let's go back to the content view. I'm going to call the state object, and I'm going to pass in an environment variable, and I'm going to replace this code with this code. So if the store purchase options is empty, we want to show the subscription view. If it's not empty, then we want to show the premium content. So I'm going to create a new file called subscription view. Cool. And on the subscription view, I have this simple logic. We get the environment object that we just passed, and then I have a state for is purchase, and I have a function to buy. So buy, you pass the product. Oops, we need to import StoreKit, and that should work. So we have a function to buy the product, and it's going to do it asynchronously. It's going to try to do the purchase from the purchase method that we wrote on the class, and once that is valid, the is purchase is going to be set to true. Cool. So I'll just paste that group text, and I'm going to go through it. So basically this is what we have. We have an upgrade to premium, then we're looping at the subscription. Oops, the reason for that is because the canvas is throwing an error. I'll fix that with this one. Cool. So we're looping to the subscription, and then for each product in the subscription we have a buy option, and then when they click on buy, either the yearly or the monthly, that would raise up that thing. So now we're ready to test. So to test this out, you first need to click on the schemes here and click on edit scheme, and under StoreKit configuration select product StoreKit. So this would allow Xcode to look locally in a product StoreKit configuration file instead of attempting to go to the App Store. And you click on build. There you go. So the build is it took some time to download, but the build is complete. Now if I click here, I'll get this prompt, and same thing here, I'll get this prompt. So if I subscribe to the monthly, just to check, now access to the premium content. So that's how you configure it. I'll put the source code in GitHub for those who wants to follow along. Hope you like this video. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Please subscribe to my channel. Cheers. Bye for now.